like this. Now let's move on. How many of you understand about the moving average? कितने लोगों को पता है मूविंग एवरेज क्या होती है? Anybody? Just below the supply or just above the demand? Understood? ठीक है. Now let's move on. How many of you understand about the moving average? कितने लोगों को पता है मूविंग एवरेज क्या होती है? Anybody? No idea. Little bit. Okay, no issues. Okay. So let's say if we apply moving average on the chart, that is moving average simple. Okay, simple moving average. Can you see a purple line on the chart? Yes. Now, before moving on, today's closing is 100. Tomorrow's closing is 120. And day after tomorrow closing is 115. What will be the average of 3 days? That is divided by 3. Is that divided by 3? That is the average of the 1 day. 111.66. ये एक दिन का एवरेज हो गया. अगर 3 दिन में आज की क्लोजिंग 112 है, 100 रुपए, कल की 120 है, परसों की 115 है, तो 3 दिन का एवरेज प्राइस क्या हो गया? 111.66. ओके. Now, what is the length over here? Length is the number of candles. Okay. What is the length over here? Length is the number of candles. Let's say if I modify the length to 20, the source of the, let's say I'll modify this to 3. The source of the candle is close. Okay. And apply on the chart. What is the current value showing on in the chart in the moving average? Is it 3802.3? अभी करंट वैल्यू क्या है मूविंग एवरेज की? ओके, सो लेट्स कैलकुलेट. ये 380.2, 380.3 कहां से आया? व्हाट इज द क्लोजिंग ऑफ टुडे? 3763.05 प्लस क्लोजिंग ऑफ यस्टरडे 3782.35 plus a closing of day before yesterday, that is 3824.25. Divide by 3. Did I made any mistake? Okay, I think I did. 3791 is the closing plus 3791.65 plus 3824.25 divide by 3. Is it right that we got the moving average value of 3802.3? 3 दिन की क्लोजिंग को 3 से डिवाइड किया. If I apply this as 20, will it calculate 20-day moving average for me? because we are in the daily time frame. Okay. If I modify this value to 50, it is going to calculate the 50-day moving average for me, that blue line. Can you see this? The blue line. Everybody clear what is moving average? Okay. So if I move to 15-minute right now, is it a 50-day moving average now? No, it's not a 50-day moving average. It is 15 candles, 15-minute candle into 50 candles. The length is the number of candles. The length is the number of candles. Okay. So यहाँ पे 15 मिनट की 50 कैंडल का मूविंग एवरेज है ये. This line is the moving average of Aruna. Which part do you want me to explain again? So that blue line is basically moving average. Okay. Let's say there is a salesman which is making 100 rupee sales a day. Okay. Next sales is 120. Next day sales is 130. Next day sales is 90. Right? If you ask the salesman that how much sales you do per day, अगर आप किसी सेल्समैन को पूछोगे कि आप एक दिन में कितनी सेल्स करते हो, तो वो क्या बोलेगा? 100, 120, 130, 90 ऐसा बोलेगा क्या? Sales of 110. Average momentum. Okay. So in the same way, this blue line is a moving average. This shows the average momentum of the price. That if there is a average momentum, the price should have at this place. Understood? Right now, we are in the daily time frame. Are we in the daily time frame right now? Yes. What is the length? Length is 50. So we are in the daily time frame. This is your 50-day moving average. If I shift to 15 minutes, then this moving average is what? 50 candles of 15 minutes. 15 मिनट की 50 कैंडल का एवरेज लाइन है. 50 means 50 candles. That is the length. That is the number of candles. If I go to 30 minutes, so this blue line is not per day. It depends on your time frame. Okay. So this moving average is the 50 candles of 30 minutes. If I move to 1 hour time frame, then this moving average is the 50 candles of 1 hour. Understood, everyone? So moving average is dependent on the time frame. It is not dependent. It is not independent. It is dependent on time frame. Sanjeev, just give me a minute. I'm just showing you an example. I'm not telling you that we need to check 15 minutes or 30. No, 50 is not constant. It will calculate the average of the 200 candles. अगर आप इसको 100 पे मॉडिफाई करोगे तो आपका 100 कैंडल का एवरेज आ जाएगा। अगर आप इसको 200 पे मॉडिफाई करोगे तो 200 कैंडल का एवरेज आ जाएगा। ऑल क्लियर? Okay. So now let's say there is a 200 moving average. This is your 200 moving average line. 200 means how many days? If we are in the daily time frame, is it almost a year? A complete trading year? Yes. If the price is going above this moving average, does that mean that price is an uptrend from last 1 year? Because it is moving above the average price, right? So to check the long-term trend, if the price is above 200, which means the long-term trend is positive. To check the trend, see, salesman is making a sales 100, 120, 130, and 80. What is the average right now? 100 plus 120 plus 130 plus 80 divided by 4. That is the average of last 4 days. That is 107.4. Okay. If there is a sudden drop in the sales that becomes to 20, will the average drops? Will the performance drops? $430 plus 20 divided by 5. Is the average drop to 90? Which means the performance is dropped? Is still there. But if the average drops, average, is it changing the trend and goes above the moving average? The trend is changing. Okay. If the price goes below the moving average, is it changing the trend and goes above the moving average? The trend is changing to positive, negative, positive, negative. Because the price is dropping below the average line. If the trend is positive, why price is dropping below the average line? Price should stay above the average, no? अगर परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी चल रही है तो परफॉर्मेंस एवरेज के ऊपर रहना चाहिए। लाइक अगर 100 का एवरेज है, मान लो किसी सेल्स पर्सन का 100 का एवरेज है, अगर वो 100 से नीचे जाएगा तो उसका एवरेज गड़बड़ होगा। अगर वो 100 से ऊपर रहेगा तो उसका एवरेज सेम डायरेक्शन में चलता रहेगा। ओके, so basically if price is above the 200, which means it is an uptrend. If price is below the 200, which means it is in the downtrend, in the long term trend, in the 1 year trend. Understood? 200, which means it is in the downtrend, in the long term trend, in the 1 year trend. Understood? Okay, that's great. Now, as we have discussed about the long term right now, long term is cleared. Now, what about short term trend? So for long term trend, 200 is used, and for short term trend, 50 is used. For long term trend, 200 is used, and for short term trend, 50 is used. Okay. Let me explain you one more thing now. Let's say this is 200 going on. Okay. And the 50 crosses 200 like this. That is called as what? What is it called? Anybody knows? Golden cross. If 50 crosses the 200 from bottom to top, that is golden cross. Okay. If 50 crosses the 200 line from top to bottom, that is death cross. $50 and $200 is the length of the moving average in daily time frame. One is used for the long term trend and one is used for the short term trend. Okay, let me show you now. This is RSI Limited. Do we have 200 moving average applied on the chart right now? This is 200 close SMA. Can you see this? Okay, let's apply the 50 as well. Let's modify the settings to 50 and we'll change the color to black. Okay. Have a look at this. Is that a golden cross where 50 is crossing the 200? From bottom to top? Yes or no? So the price turns into be an uptrend. Okay. Do we have a death cross over here? When 50 is crossing from top to bottom? Yes, that is again a downtrend. Do we have a golden cross at this place? The price is still running in the golden cross in the uptrend. Everybody understood? So basically it is an identification of short-term trend and long-term trend. 50 is short-term trend and 200 is the long-term trend. 200 simple moving average is the long-term trend and 50 moving average is the short-term trend. But it is used to be this golden and death cross is only valid in the 1 day time frame. 50 और 200 मूविंग एवरेज का क्रॉस गोल्डन हो या डेथ हो वो सिर्फ 1 डे में वैलिड है. ठीक है. It is only valid in 1 day time frame. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, that's great. Everybody clear about moving average? Any questions? So Aruna, basically, no, I'm not talking about intraday right now. Aruna, basically from if the black line crosses the blue line upwards, that is the golden cross. But if the black line crosses the blue line downwards, that is the death cross. So after golden cross, the price goes up. After the death cross, the price goes down. Because here short-term trend short term trend is crossing the long term trend. मैं अभी ना तो 9 EMA की बात कर रहा हूँ, ना 50 EMA की बात कर रहा हूँ, ना मैं सी, आपको पता है मूविंग एवरेज कितने टाइप के होते हैं? सिंपल, एक्सपोनेंशियल, हल. I can show you that how many types of moving averages are there. Volume weighted moving average, Hull moving average, simple moving average, exponential moving average, convergence divergence, that is MACD. Okay, so let's not get into this right now. आपको पता है मूविंग एवरेज यहाँ पे अप्लाइड है, आपको अप्लाई नहीं करना है. कैन यू सी दिस SMA? मैं इसलिए एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ ताकि आपको ये समझ में आए कि SMA होता क्या है. आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. It is already there in the scanner. I'm just explaining you the prerequisite knowledge. $50, $200 is there, 50 above 200 is there, and the candlesticks is also there. Volume is also there. Volume greater than 50,000 is also there, and the RSI 14 greater than 50 is also there. Okay. This is Cupid India Limited. Okay, let's pick up another one. This is already up. I need to show you a stock before the breakout so that you can understand. Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay. This is a candle. Can I call it, can I give it a value of 1? Yes. 1 by 2 and 0.5, 1 by 2 at the bottom. Okay. If I divide this into 4 parts, is it this is upper area that is 1 by 3, that is 0.75? Candle को, let's say, आपका ये candle है. If this candle is, if this entire candle is 100 with wick and tail, अगर ये पूरी candle 100 है, so this is the bottom 25, this is the upper 75, right? Everybody agree with this? Okay, that's great. Now, what is the first condition? पहली condition क्या है? Latest close should be greater than 52 weekly high into number 0.75. Okay. Now let's shift to the weekly time frame. Are we in the weekly time frame? Yes. Is this the 52 candles with respect to today's candle? Do we have 52-week covered right now? That is 364 days, that is 1 year. Okay. In the entire 52-week range, which is the maximum candle? पूरी 52 वीक के रेंज में सबसे मैक्सिमम कैंडल कौन सा है विद द हाईएस्ट वैल्यू? That is this, the green. No, where is big red? Is this the green, which is the maximum? Right? Highest पूरी रेंज में आज से लेके 52 वीक की रेंज में, मतलब आज कितनी तारीख है? 11 तारीख है, ठीक है। और ये आपका यहां तक, if you can see, that is 52 bars, 364 days. Volume is 32 million. Understood? In the entire year. Okay. So is this your maximum candle in the entire range of 1 year? Okay. So on the left side we have weekly time frame, on the right side we have daily time frame. So tell me why we are not choosing the red candle. That is the maximum candle. Even you can consider the red as a maximum candle because it is having the highest value. It is slightly up, I missed it, slightly up than the green. Okay, but still green is also considered, red is also considered. हर्षद, यहाँ पे लोअर हाई की कोई बात ही नहीं करना है हमको. Okay, let's say this is your maximum candle, right? This is your maximum candle in the weekly time frame. That is the red. Okay. All right. Now, is your today's closing is in the upper 75% of the weekly candle? ये वीक कब शुरू हुआ? 31st July. This week started at 31st July. This is the 31st July. Okay. And week ended at 6th August. 4, 5, 4th August. Do we have 5 candles in the daily time frame? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 candle in weekly and 5 candle in daily. Do you agree with this, everybody? Okay, which means that this is the range of the candle. Yes. So this is your today's closing. Can you see this dotted line? That is your today's closing. Is your today's closing in the upper 75% of the candle? क्या आज की जो क्लोजिंग है वो ऊपर वाले 75% हिस्से में है? With respect to the weekly range, do we have the upper 75% range closing? Let's say we can remove this 0.75 at the bottom. Let's forget this 0.25 at the bottom. 0.25 at the bottom. It's not kind of Gautami. This is system, and this is what it is detecting. Can you see this 0.75 value at this place right now? I can't show you the exact values because it is too hard to calculate everything, but I can show you graphically. So basically today's closing is the is in the upper 0.75 range of the maximum candle in the 52 week. What does that mean? The stock is about to break the 1 year range. If there is a accumulation going on from last 1 year and your today's candle is trading inside the maximum candle in the upper 75% range, इसका क्या मतलब होता है? Is it going to break the last 1 year of range, which means the maximum, and that is inside, which means is there any possibility of contraction below the supply? Because weekly max is the supply. Weekly max is the supply. Let me show you some more examples. Mahalife. Okay. Just give me a minute. Raymond. I don't want to show you those stock which is already broken. I want to show you which is not broken. Okay. We are in the weekly time frame right now. We are in the weekly time frame. From today onwards, 42, 46, 48, 52. Okay. Is our 52 candles completed? Yes. 52 bars, 364 days. Okay. Is this the green one is maximum? This particular green is the maximum. Okay. Now, if I shift to daily time frame, can I shift to daily 1 day? Yes. Do we have the stock price at the current candle in the upper range of upper 75% range with respect to the weekly candle? Let's remove the 0.75 of the bottom. Is this the closing is in the upper 0.75%? Yes, the closing of the current candle is in the upper 0.75% of the weekly candle. That means if this range breaks of 348, we can plan a breakout. From last few days, there is a contraction going on and the volumes are again picking up, which means those who have trying to break the levels with high volumes, they are active and they are about to break the range of the 1 year. So that is how you identify the last stage of the accumulation. Let me show you one more example. I picked up HCG, right? Okay, let's copy this all the stock, then it will be better for me to find out. I'm going to share this import sheet. If I have not shared, I think I have already shared this. So what I did right now, I just copy the scanner result from this place and it is being copied. Okay. Now I'm pasting the scanner result over here, picking up the symbols. Then basically it is converted into desired format for the trading view. I'll click it up, copy it from this place, go to trading view and going to the number one watch list, making it empty. So your watch list is empty right now. Control V, enter. Your entire watch list from the scanner is back. So Mohammad Imran, it's basically a high-end gaming PC. So this is GlaxoSmithKline. Yes. 4, 30, 30, 42, 50, 46, 48, 51, 52. High and the low of the green. This is the high of the green, and this is the low of the green. Right? I'll extend this from this place. We mark the high and the low. Is it point entry with a Poland flag? Taking the list, these are from this particular theory, and they are giving the breakouts in the live market. Time frame. Is this right? Okay. If this high is broken, can we plan an entry? Three dojis below the supply. If you could have found this, you will have an entry. Okay, let's go for it. Let's try before the breakout. Have a look at this. This is Gulf oil. If you could have find this at the right place, could you enter? Let's remove the moving average line. Entry, stop loss. That is already in my radar in the blue list. I'll move to the green. Right now, in Ganesh. Okay, all-time high ke baad. Okay, okay. Let's say this is the 1 year of range. That is 52-week of range. Okay. If I divide it by 70, upper 75% of that particular, this is a reference point. So right now it's onwards in past 1 year, 8th August, and today's is 7th August, right? I'm shifting to 1 day now. Do we have today's closing in the upper 75% area of that candle in the weekly time frame? अब आप look at this. This is Hindustan Oil Exploration. Of that weekly candle, चलो कोई बात नहीं. Okay. So latest close should refer that mean by a single line. Okay. So try to study the rest of. Yeah, there is no session tomorrow. All right. So I told the team about the content of the share is Kiran, there is a scanner for the intraday as well. Just hold on for some time.